Hello gardening friends, welcome to Backyard Basics. As the different seasons change, we find that the things that we need for the garden, whether it's flowers or vegetable transplants, sometimes aren't always the ones that we're looking for. You go in the nurseries and there's pretty much typical same things with a few new introductions. But when you look at the seed rack, you realize most of these aren't available in the nurseries, and yet they're beautiful, well-adapted plants for the area. So as I plan my garden, this is a little way that I'd like to look at it. I took a look at what's already there, and then I began to plan the spaces that I want to fill for that season. So I want to start my own seeds for that too. So what I do is, one of the best things is earthworm castings. If you have that in your seed mix, you get a much better stand of the seeds, real even and more vigorous and healthier than if you use those little peat pots or something like that. As you can see right now, this okra here is growing very well. It's very vigorous, and it's in this mix that I'm going to share with you right now. And so what I like to use is equal amounts of these three ingredients. Earthworm castings. God, this is a really nice little product right here. And then a little bit of dairy cow manure. Another real nice product, and you can see the texture of these is really nice and even. And then granite sand for the drainage that it provides. And granite sand, the cow manure, and the earthworm castings are mixed in equal amounts. And you'll get a beautiful little product like this one right here. Nice, even, pretty. And so what I do is fill up the cells right here. This is the best way to do this. We'll fill up all of the different cells, and then we get our seeds, the special ones that we're looking for, and we'll go through here and plant it. I've seen some of the best growth that I've ever seen when I mix those earthworm castings in. As you can see in this picture right here, this transplant, it has a nice root system in just a few days. It really has a nice, pretty root system, and you can see the vigor that it's growing in. And so this other picture right here is when we take it apart and you take a look at that massive root system that's in there. You don't even see that in the nursery transplants, a nice vigorous growth, and even in the nursery plants, they don't have earthworm castings. Very few people do that. And that's another advantage of doing it yourself. You get the earthworm castings, the dairy cow manure, and the granite sand, and you'll have one of the very best mixes. For me, it's one of the best ones I've tried. And I've been trying this for many, many years. And so we'll take our little transplants. For example, some of these seeds, maybe the Chinese cabbage, won't be on the market till later on. And you want to get a jump start because you can start earlier than the ones that are provided by the nurseries. So we'll take something like these cabbage right here. Swiss chard, always an easy one to grow, comes up very vigorously. Some of the lettuce for the different seasons, or whether it's your tomatoes or your peppers, or any of these plants. You can start them in this seed pot right here. And within about a 10-day period, maybe a little bit more with some seeds, you see that nice, vigorous growth, an even germination in there, and it's all because of that secret, the earthworm castings. One of the best seed starters you can do. I saw some research recently from the Ohio State University, and they had some tests, and there were some mixes that didn't have any earthworm castings. And then there was another blend that had 20%, and then another one with 40%. And they found that the two that had the mix, and it didn't make any difference what the ratio was, the plants were, once again, very vigorous plants. And when they were tested in a little box with the introduction of aphids or other insects in there, they did not attack the plants because they were so healthy. Usually insects are taking down the weaker species, and so there was a great jump. And when you get a hardy, healthy start in the beginning, the plants stay that way. They stay really nice. And you can take those earthworm castings and you put them into the soil. And if you're seeding directly into the garden, you mix a little bit of those earthworm castings under each of the seeds, and they get off equally well. All seeds don't have to go start in little containers. They can be seeded directly. And once again, you can take advantage of a jump start and a healthy, vigorous start by adding a few earthworm castings to each of the seeds. So you can see that in the organic garden, we've got a lot of different things that get us off to one of the best starts that you could with your seeding process for any of the seasons. For Backyard Basics, I'm John Dromgoole. I'll see you next time.